Sableye to be pretty strong down it. We'll have a look at sort of the other lanes too. This top lane where we're going to have the Pyjamas paired up with the Aramis Shadow Demon.
Now,
Quite a bit of spam to pressure the Spectre early on. I mean, this top lane could be... I mean, do you think the Spectre's going to be fine? You're still farming here? Or is it going to be enough between these two to cause issues for Charlie early on?
I like the two side lanes of Viking. I think they could.
Yeah.
They both could put on a lot of pressure. Like, the Jug could kill the Underlord a lot of time. I could see the Mars and the Shadow Demon killing and putting pressure onto Spectre too. So I do like those side lanes. It's a little bit volatile on the bottom lane at least, but top one, I feel like Viking has to win pretty hard. They set themselves up for it, and Aramis has been one of those very impressive players for me a lot of the times that I've seen this team. He's always a standout. And I'm always looking forward to see like the Shadow Demons in particular. I love the hero, and I've seen I've seen Milan dominate on it recently. So looking forward to see what he can do as Aramis on the Shadow Demon.
Oh, let's see.
Into Spectre too. The Spectre matchup with Shadow Demon is actually pretty cool. You can kill Spectre by yourself a lot of times with illusions. The way that
that is very true. I mean,
yeah.
the illusions that the SSD is going to be creating at all points of the game are going to be, it could be used very strongly against NIP's heroes.
Yeah, like if you just like you ult the Spectre, get your own illusions of it, and have the illusions beating on the Spectre, the Shadow Demon will kill the Spectre a lot of the times in mid game as a support, which sounds kind of ridiculous, but you know, just Desolate is just that insane of an ability.
Already just kicking things off with Aramis, getting those stacks up as high as he can onto Charlie. And he's able to do a good job, of course, coming straight to the lane, not bringing any sticks with them, so they won't have too much to counter this.
He missed 2 last hits avoiding Shadow Poisons there, avoiding that 5th stack. So already you're seeing the damage coming out from the Shadow Demon, who's brought 3 mangoes and a clarity too. So that spam, it's going to continue. And Charlie's going to miss quite a lot of CS just dodging the Shadow Poisons.
Yeah, it's going to give a lot of space to Toby. He's going to have a good start on the Mars here. Not only in the CS, as you say, there's this definite kill potentially from Viking GG after they get themselves a few levels under their belts.
Yep. See how mid matchup ends up being. Boom, off to a fantastic start in these first 2 levels here. Actually dominating the first 2 levels pretty hard. I saw Supreme, he went for Scream of Pain rather than going for Shadow Strike.
Yeah, I guess it's what the temptation is there to get the screen first because you know you're going to be CSing against a hero that hits harder. But what you would always favor the harassment of the dagger against a melee hero rather than the attempt to secure a range with the screen.
Yeah, I didn't actually see lane positioning. I didn't see if it was like under his tower. Maybe that ended up happening. Maybe he overblocked. I actually missed the start of the lane because it does make quite a big difference. Because if he's able to have it in a good spot, you always go Shadow Strike and you harass. Yeah. But I guess maybe it was under a tower, like you were mentioning, and he just needed it to last hit. That'll hurt. I feel like that's going to be pretty nice for Boom.
Yeah, we'll see if things start to get a bit more rough for the Tiny now that level 2 daggers on for Supreme.
Yep. That's where the harassment really starts to kick in. Boom already has the bottle finished up pretty nicely. He rushed it, just naked with a Calling Blade and a Fairy Fire. We'll at least have that. He'll probably need his supports to go check those runes for himself so he can keep sustained versus the Queen of Pain. Because Supreme's just going to spam him. And Supreme does have CM or on top too.
Yeah, that's true actually. Yeah. These daggers are going to be constantly out. Very little to slow that down from Supreme, especially with that mango ready to pop too. Now we're seeing top lane continue to be a bit of a scary place for Charlie. It's getting even CS to Shad down on the other half of Viking. So both carries getting a similar amount of pressure applied.
Yeah, the thing is that Jug can at least always pose a kill threat onto the Underlord, right? And the Rubik, while on the other side, Spectre CM, you'll never threaten this top lane. If Viking GG dies up here, that's a huge died up. They never will die up here, yeah.
No. If you're dying to Spectre and laning stage, especially when you're these 2 heroes with, 2 ways to hold him back, Disruption or pushing him back with the God's Rebuke of the Spear, they are not dying to this duo lane.
No.
That's going to be down to Supreme hitting the 6 and making the moves.
Yeah. So looking at the way that things are starting to progress, they're kind of winning all 3 lanes in a way. Mid is going to be a little bit volatile, but top. There's that
get the setup. I mean, this is what's going to happen. You've got to be so careful. And, you know, Misha, he wasn't really in a risky place, but he was still in a place that Aramis is just able to set up with the disruption. Combo comes through from Toby, and you can't run.
That's actually, it's actually a very, very scary lane to be up against. So many different forms of control for them to stack up the poisons. And we know once you hit that 5 stack, you're dead in 90% of situations. Yeah, they can actually, like, as soon as he gets the second stack of poison, I feel like he can disrupt, and then they can spear, and he'll get 4 or 5 stacks guaranteed. That's very scary.
Perfect
Supreme,
timing to... Oh.
he actually blinks in aggressively, but Celery is around the area here.
Wait, what? Wait, oh, he's in trouble. He's... Oh, is he going to win this? Oh, he's able to live. But, well, long enough to at least see the death of Boom. Does still end up dying Supreme. But the Mits trade their lives 1 for 1 there.
That looked a little awkward how that all started off there. But both of them did check. They both had supports checking that 4-minute rune.
Yeah. But, I mean, still, would you sort of consider overall Viking probably the happier side that, you know, at the end of the day, Tiny is getting just as much out of this lane as the Quap.
Yeah, I think you're very, very happy, all things considered. You've won all 3 lanes in a way.
Yeah, no, yeah, all three of their cores are in a very good position. It's obviously very close, very early, but
yeah,
no, it's absolutely been slightly a better start here for Viking across the map.
Saberlight looked like they actually wanted to go. Celery looked like he wanted to go for him, and Shad didn't. I think they could have if he had the enchant and the stun and a spin, but either way, Saberlight, he was full HP, would have been a tough kill anyway.
Yeah, I think it's only level 2 spin, right?
Yeah.
Once he hits the 5, then maybe. But yeah, 1,000 HP, it's a lot to get through.
The Centaur creep, you never underestimate how much damage they do, though. As he will miss the stun,
with an extra
but
bit of punches.
Yeah. They just didn't want to go for it anyway, as Saberlight, he'll be fine to continue laning down here, and he'll have very early arcane boots for him, too. That's going to be nice for him and Era to spam. Yeah, I feel like if you're Viking, you have to be very happy with the way that all this has turned out because of how well this Tiny has done in the mid lane. We do see Supreme now. He has hit the level 6 quite a bit earlier, so we can see him look to make those counter ganks. And we are seeing 6-minute runes still being ever so important. Both sides very dependent on their bottle.
I see he gets lucky here. Supreme. It's going to be him. Bottle up there for the Queen of Pain. And maybe something that allows him to set up on the side lanes. Top lane.
Oh, Charlie cut the tree. Very nice. He cut it as he was getting speared. Doesn't get speared to the tree.
Bottom lane, we are seeing Saberlight actually has been forced to walk back to base. So Shad getting himself a lot of space here. Definitely more so than Charlie is getting top on his Spectre. As this Jog is having no issue whatsoever farming on this bottom lane.
And he's been given pretty much all the experience too. He's got a full level advantage over that Spectre. Celery's just playing on the side mostly. And now with Catapult Wave, they're trying to pressure.
Would you have expected this Jug to maybe have more of an issue? I mean, you are in lane against, you know, the aura of the Underlord and the Fade Bolt of the Rubik. Should that not be enough to stop a Jug free farming on the early lane?
Nah, not too much. The damage reduction is really bad on Rubik now, and you only get 1 point in Atrophy Aura from now on, or the way that I've seen all these Underlords played. You only end up losing like 15% damage, if that.
You got pretty good stuff to play with as Jug.
They're committing on him bottom a little bit here, though, with that pit. Force him to spin away. Supreme's in the area.
I mean, they could try and dive with the burst of the Sonic Wave. They'd have a shot at Shad, but Shad, he's aware. He's just running straight back to base. He's not sticking around. He knows that Supreme's on the hunt. And he has the ward to just get the vision of them, so Shad able to avoid it. But now with Supreme heading back to mid, he can return to the lane. So there's just giving constant space to Boom. Boom is going to hit some good timings this game, some good levels. In fact, he's going to TP down bottom to try and go for Saberlight. And Shad leading in. Celery's got the control with the Troll Summoner. Boom actually in with the combo. He's able to toss back Error into the Omni Slash, and beautiful moves from Boom will mean that they don't just get the one, they get both of them there, with Boom having that fortitude to head over and get the toss back. He sees the chance for both kills, and they get him.
And they get the easy kill up top on the CM. She pokes her, she shows her face. She's just a free kill to this Mars as well as this Shadow Demon. Charlie also has to be a bit careful. If he stays up here too long, they're going to go on him again.
Gonna lay down the arena. They got the damage though. With the 2 points in dispersion, Charlie pretty beefy against this sort of burst, as he'll be fine. Does force TP reactions errors now moved up to this top lane, so just continue space for Shad to do whatever he wants down bottom. And yeah, mid Boom, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see quite a good Blink Dagger timing this game from him, with the way things are going so far for the Tiny.
Yeah, he's got these phase boots. He's got two very easy targets to pick off throughout the majority of this game, the Rubik and the CM. The 3 cores are kind of hard. Queen of Pain he can set up for some of the times if she misplays, but Spectre and Underlord are very difficult targets for Boom to punish too much. But yeah, he can snowball. I want to see him be extremely active here. And this is the way that I want them to play too on Viking. They have to claim themselves a nice early lead in the beginning of the game and then really press that lead forward. Don't give NIP space. Don't give them just this breathing room with this Spectre lineup that we've seen win most games as it gets to later stages. But I like this Shad. He's queued up the Battle Fury too, so he's going to be able to get that increased farm. And I've seen these Juggernauts. I've seen them match Spectres in late game too, so he can set himself up for that too. Yeah,
if Shad gets a good timing on it, he's not going to have any. He's going to be able to keep up with the Spectre throughout the whole game.
Yeah, and it won't put a timing on them. I'm a little worried about them in like that mid game stuff, but this Battle Fury might make it so they don't have to worry about those timings because they have a Shadow Demon versus that Spectre, and they have the Jug matchup versus the Spectre.
I can see a smoke move from Viking. The Celery ready to leave the bottom half of the map and make plays up top with Boom.
Oh, they're all gonna clash. They're all gonna clash here.
Yeah, they're trying to go on Toby. See if Toby can turn this. He's able to lay down the arena spear straight away onto Supreme. They're stepping in with the avalanche. Supreme goes down. Haunt's gonna come out. They turn over towards Toby. They'll take out the Mars. He's down. Now looking towards Celery. They've got the stomp onto Misha. Boom, has he got any more power to take down the CM? He's trying. Saberlight's also turned over. Has the pick control on a Boom, but Boom, he's taken down the CM. They'll run him down, the 3 of them. Boom trying to make him spend as much time as possible getting this kill, as he's going to be able to keep them busy for quite some time here with these phase boots.
Phase boot, Faded Brooch, Windlace, he's going to make him work for it. He will eventually go down. One more poison and he should pop. It whiffs.
He's still alive. Finally, he'll fall right underneath the tier 3 tower as he certainly keeps them busy. He'll be telling the team space is made, and Shab will say, no, yeah, you're right, my friend. He's getting all the space down bottom as this Jug. Whilst Charlie was chasing for that. So Shad's still on track for a very good Battle Fury time in this game.
Yeah, that was huge space. That was really nice. They killed Supreme right at the start of it too, and they get all of that space from him. Up to a 1k gold lead. Celery's also pressuring top. Yeah, Viking doing really nicely here. Era, he does have Avalanche stolen, so they're looking for Celery up top. Got the 2 points in the heal, just picked up. Is it enough?
He's still alive.
The heal's enough.
Actually coming out 2 on in the back. And now he's going to look to try and turn. Saberlight instantly out with the TP. Do they have the damage to take him out before the Rift? They do. Viking GG putting a stop to Saberlight's escape.
And they're looking for more.
And they'll also look for more. Yeah, Aramis setting up with the Demonic Purge on Terra. He'll turn with the stolen Avalanche, but Boom's in with the original.
Dire's top tower is under
Viking making some fast moves, and with that setup, they'll take this top tower, and at a pace a lot quicker than that of Charlie on his own down bottom. He's trying for that tier 1, but at this sort of move, they might be able to move for this. They are going to see the Shadow Demon taken out, but Supreme, he's been caught in the arena because of this. He's gone. So not only does Supreme go in, drop the Sonic Wave to kill a Shadow Demon, he ends up dying as well.
Radiant's bottom tower.
That's not great.
That is not great. If he gets
that
the kill and gets
great.
out, it's decent because of the way that the pace is going, but it's still not a very valuable kill. And Viking just walk in, they steal a nice stack as well as a second stack spotted. They're going to clear out this one too with the Wild Wing. And Boom
should be able to take some of this, but no, yeah, you're right. The Avalanche actually finishing off most of those creeps.
That's almost the blink done. 400 away. Keeping themselves at a very good pace here. This Tiny has the same net worth as a Queen of Pain. NIP are definitely going to struggle a lot now here because of this.
Oh, yeah. And Spectre is 1k behind a Jug, and a Jug that's 200 gold away from having Battle Fury. Shad at 13-minute Battle Fury. It's going to be this game. On top of the phase boost Wraith Band. This Jug's going to be far that this Spectre's not going to be able to keep up with.
Yeah, and I feel like they went through the hardest part of the game for them so far here already. These first 13 minutes, I feel like for Boom especially, that was going to be his hardest time in the game. Now he's off to such a good start. He's going to have the Blink Dagger, so he can always pick and choose the Rubik and the CM in the fight. He can always pop them now because they're so fragile. And a Blink also finished on Toby. Everything really kicking in together for Viking. NIP. It's going to be a tough next few 5 minutes for them.
And because you have the Spectre lineup on NIP. I feel like you need to have someone that's leading the charge, making the plays right. And I'm guessing that probably would be, on paper, it would be the Queen of Pain. But Supreme, he's had a rough start. He's 1-3-2. He needs to be in a strong place, right? Because he's got to be the one making the moves and leading the charge.
It's got to be him and Saberlight. I hate seeing Saberlight hitting jungle right now here as this Underlord. He has to be the one on lanes. Otherwise, they have to be someone on lane. Otherwise, people are just going to die.
Supreme.
He actually gets...
He's actually a bit lucky there. They're a little bit of a mess. Pyjamas dropping the disruption. Toby had actually hit the stun on the spear on the cliff, but the disruption still came through from Aramis. So a little bit of a whiff there this time from Viking.
Boom had to blink the whole time. He could have just blink avalanched on the disruption. That was really weird. They just messed up their coordination and just
I'll tell you what it was. I think it was the big brain play. Boom didn't want to reveal the blink for the Quap because he knows the Quap's game's already over.
He did.
Oh, he already saw it? It was in red?
Okay,
it was in vision.
He blinked in after the disruption ended and just whiffed the avalanche.
All right, then. There's no excuse for that. That's very
They made some mistakes, and now they're looking to still look to punish anyway here. They still have their ult on the Mars, so that's the big one.
Let's see what they can get with these blinks.
I mean, Saberlight's still jungling because he wants to finish up this mech because he still feels fairly squishy.
Now they're coming out with the smoke on NIP.
Into Shad, though. I mean, Shad might just turn and be able to kill them here. This is a very tough smoke for them to actually step into, this triangle.
You don't have any sort of jump hard stun initiation from NIP either, so this Jug's going to be able to walk away all the time. What is there to stop a Blade Fury TP out? Yeah.
There is nothing. NIP trying to smoke and catch here. They will use the haunt to initiate.
Look on Toby, turns quickly with the spear to stop the Spectre, but arrows in with the solid Blade Fury. It's not enough damage though. Now Boom, he's going to jump in with a combo, take down one. Supreme, he's looking for Boom, but the Omni Slash is out. Saberlight's trying for the rip, but he's not getting away from this Omni Slash. As they've got to run. NIP's got to get the heck out of it. They're trying, but Misha, he's chased down by Shad with the Blade Fury. They get themselves 3 kills. As that was a very poor move from NIP that ends up backfiring big time.
Supreme might still die here too.
He blinked in. They see him. He's dead.
He's dead.
Oh, this is... I mean, 14-5, 5k lead at 16 minutes. I mean, this is how you deal with the Spectre, Fog. You make sure he's on the lineup that's 5k behind at 16 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, Viking, they're... On all fronts, they're just smashing NIP right now. NIP, I'm really confused the way that they're actually approaching a lot of these fights, too. Saberlight again, he walks forward, and he's just dead again.
He's gone. I mean, 0-4-0. Error. Trying to live here through the burst.
He's going to jump back in.
He doesn't even need to for Error. He's going to turn back over Aramis, trying to step away. He's able to turn to get the disruption off. The ult from Misha does finish the kill. They're able to bring down a Shadow Demon, but they need a whole lot more than a Shadow Demon right now.
Looking for Celery. Celery has a Glimmer Cape. You're not chasing this. And they'll get the tower now. Boom just jumps in as they chase the Enchantress that they couldn't kill. And he gets himself a quick, easy tower.
And meanwhile, Shad, he's pretty much well on the way to his next time after the Battle Fury down bottom. He's nearly hitting 10k net worth at 17 minutes in. He is having a perfect game as the Juggernaut. He couldn't be farming any faster.
I mean, Viking's just having a perfect game. NIP is just getting smashed right now. And the way that they're approaching the fights are really weird, too. Like, Saberlight, he's 0-4-1 now, so it's much harder for him at this point to just be this front line. But watching him just jungling for like some of those moments was really awkward. They had actually they had 4 heroes jungling at one point. So Viking, I think they just were like, we can pick and choose and do whatever the hell we want in the game.
At least something that the viewers can relate to. Like once, we've all been there. 4 heroes in the jungle.
Yeah, it's just like you have to show somebody in the lane. Otherwise, it gives the enemy team, they have the whole map to do whatever the hell they want with. And that's what I just saw in this game. Nobody was showing in lanes. So it just, Viking they got to pick and choose whatever they wanted. And now they have this huge lead. It's going to be really hard for NIP to really make any type of active moves at all because they don't have initiators. The Rubik is a lift and a nuke, but they have to make these ganks like with a CM, a Rubik, and a Queen of Pain at this point, which is it's not going to work when you're this behind.
Super hard. And Boom, he's got a DD ready to drop in the next fight. He's going to pass this. Did he pass his bottle over to Shad? He did. Shad, DD in the bottle ready to go.
They can just Rosh. I think they actually could just start it.
They're definitely they're tempted. I mean, I guess they can, but it's also why take the risk, right? They already know they're in a great position. Do they want to try and go for a Roche? Haunts up, Sonic
They're
Waves
very
there.
strong around the area, though. With a healing ward on the side, too. Like, it's still maybe a little bit early for it, but I did feel like they could.
I mean,
Maybe they just want the fight anyway.
I think the thing is, it's like, well, there's no rush to get Roche, right? They don't. It's not like NIP is going to come and take it. You know.
That is true. That is very true.
They're like, we'll just keep playing our game. You know, it's working so far. They're this far ahead.
Yeah, I guess what I kind of meant was like, forcing the Roche, it forces a fight, and then it forces NIP into your hands, and then Viking can pick and choose it, right? Yeah.
Like it would be the kind of the more aggressive move, and in a game where maybe they don't need to be going that fast, but they could because they are that far ahead. Like they have that opportunity. Without a doubt. I mean, Shadow, he's got a completed Manta style, so already they haven't been able to kill the Jug. I mean, because of the power of the Blade Fury against their heroes. Now with the Blade Fury and the Manta style, he's going to be very hard to catch. I don't see much locking down this Jug at all.
No. They're gonna. I think they smoke.
Now
Look for smoke or kills or smoke right to Roche. Okay, just into the Roche. All right.
Yeah,
They killed so safe. They're all full HP. That's the thing. It's like it's so hard for NIP to commit into this one with no initiation.
It's still all in the jungle, NIP.
They're all jungling.
Get out of the jungle, boys.
They've got
Get
Orchid
into
on
the
the
lane.
Queen of Pain finally on Supreme. But again, just lacking an initiator. They have the front line with an Underlord, but like we said, Saberlight isn't really that front line anymore. Sure, he's got mech, but he just dies. He'll die almost immediately when he shows his face. Just an Omni Slash or just a spear backwards into combo. That game feeling pretty difficult still for NIP. They've got the Manta at least on Charlie, so he's still big, but yeah, it's the other two cores and the supports that really aren't keeping up in comparison to their counterparts.
Let's see. I mean, they're eyeing up Toby in the mid lane.
He's got a blink.
Here we go. In with the jump. Haunt as well. They're looking to commit for the kill. They'll get it. Mars goes down. So they can chase for more. Over towards Celery. Charlie's looking. You have Jug coming out from the side, though. Shad's going to be here. Can he help out Celery? The Sonic Wave comes out. Boom. It's going to jump to look to burst Misha on the backlines, but it wasn't quite enough damage. Misha's still alive for now. Now the Omni Slash comes into play. But already they've done the damage. They're trying to get themselves out. Are they able to do so? Saberlight with the Rift will take the rest of them out. So considering the way that the game was going, NIP actually able to come in with a pretty decent punch there, taking down 3. Toby having to buy back.
Pretty massive one there, too. They unfortunately do lose the Queen of Pain as she gets hit by the majority of the damage in the cleave. But they do at least, they get themselves some pretty big kills. And especially onto that Tiny. But that was everything committed. That was all of their ults, and they can only get 2. They really wanted to get
They
more.
got the Mars as well, right?
They did get them, did they? Oh yeah, they did. You're right. They brought back. Good call. Good call.
Well, now Vikings trying for the top tower. So they are going to have to back away with Supreme coming back to the game in 5 seconds. And of course, Shad still has the Aegis, so still plays to be made with their Jug. But a little bit of a kickback there from NIP. Still though, Vikings 6k ahead right now.
Yeah, they can play very aggressive here with this Aegis too. With all those ults down, much more unlikely for Boom to have any trouble. As now Boom jumps in.
He's going to toss back Garrett into the Blade Fury. The Spear's going to latch onto Saberlight. Have they got the damage to finish these kills off though? It doesn't look like it. They got enough, but they need the help for Tiny. It's going to come in with the disruption. Defensive disruption there helping out. The arena's down. Boom getting low. Supreme, can he jump forward for the kill? He's looking at Shad. They do get the pit on the 2 of them. Shad's out with the Blade Fury, but Toby's left behind. The Mars goes down. Supreme jumps forward. He's looking for Shad. Shad will go down the once. Can they do it a second time? They need to get everyone over here onto the Jug. They're doing exactly that. He's not got a Manta or a Blade Fury to use as NIP. They finish him. Time's being bought here with the defensive disruption. It allows him to get the Blade Fury off, but the damage is done. NIP turning the game around.
Turning the game around hugely there. That was without any of their ults. Charlie just standing in the midst of everything. He's getting to a point where he's too strong. And they also had, I believe, a stolen healing ward throughout the whole fight that Ara is microing in the back line, just pushing his teammates up to full HP. And we did say about Viking is we're concerned if they start making any mistakes. That's 2. And NIP, they capitalize heavily. They're doing everything out of it. The Fusel finished Manta, almost level 18. Yeah, Charlie's huge now.
I mean, it really does, as you say, just go to show. It doesn't matter how far you might have an advantage at the start. If you lose a few fights against a Spectre, Spectre's going to do spooky things.
And we're seeing, Saberlight, now he's starting to look like this tanky beast for his team with the cloak, the Greaves in the front line. We're seeing how Boom, he can't go for these backline targets because Saberlight's just this need this tank in the front.
Going for Senna in the mid. Actually, Misha dropping the ult to try for this one, but now the arena's down. They've caught Saberlight. Horn comes out to the side. Good Sonic Wave pushes back both Aramis and Boom. Charlie, they'll take down Aramis. They'll take down Boom. Now they'll look over towards more. Saberlight getting low, but they're losing everybody here on Viking. 4 dead. It's a triple kill for Supreme. It's another huge cleanup for NIP. And that entire lead that Viking had and that commanding start that they began the game with, it's totally gone. Back down to even, and already when you see that sort of a swing into a team with a Spectre, it's hard to sort of see this swing come to a stop. This is going to just continue right into NIP's domain now.
Yeah, now Charlie's just too much of a beast, and Chad, he doesn't show up for one fight, and they may have just lost the game because of it. And this is what we said, 1 or 2 mistakes. NIP, they're capitalizing so big on it that they're even just going to get a Rax advantage off of just those 2 small things.
Nothing that Viking GG can do to stop them. Shad's going to come forward, instantly pushed back. They will rift out. They'll come back for the range racks later. They got what they came for, the melee racks. And now up 2K and the melee racks. 24 minutes in this game, taking a complete turn from what we were seeing 10 minutes ago. As Vikings, yes, certainly going to pay the price now for those mistakes that NIP well and truly punished.
And we're seeing how the grand scheme of everything, you know, the panel was mentioning how this Tiny can have some, he can have some explosive stuff happen on the CM and on the Rubik, but in the grand scheme of all these things, when the Spectre and the Underlord now start getting these items to tank up, Tiny's going to start looking pretty much non-existent. Boom's combo, it's just there to just tickle them, really, as the Greaves gets popped and it's fully counteracted. And that's his whole contribution as this mid-Tiny now at this point. How fast things have turned.
Still Shad at the top, but he's got to hold that spot. You know, as Charlie starts to take over, it's still, you know, the strength that Jug may have against the Spectre if he's, you know, with the Battle Fury, it kind of feels most of those lie on him being a little bit ahead. You know, on sort of an even playing field at the end of the day. One's a Spectre, one's a Jug in the current patch, and we all know what Spectre likes to do. He likes to win games when he's at the top.
Yeah, and Spectre's not as reliant around things either as a Jug is, where Jug, yeah, you're still decent like right clicker and stuff inside of the fights, but you're still pretty reliant on Omni Slash. Spectre, you don't have Haunt, who cares? If your hero is there, you are doing so much. Haunt is just really to get you around into the fights and provide vision. Spectre overall just feels like a much easier hero to play, as we know. And now it feels sad. I think Viking is probably feeling like they're in the same position. Just what do we do now? We have to just kind of hope that our Jug, that Shad, can somehow carry us versus a Spectre, because the other heroes, we've just fallen off. There's just not much that they can really do with a Mars and a Tiny now at this point. They're just the initiators. Damage all has to come from that Jug. Aramis almost has Aghanims too. That's one of the other things.
Okay, it could be the Spectre killer, yeah?
It's the break. You break that Spectre.
Right, Horn out. Well, for now, the Spectre's going to break him.
Yep.
Charlie comes over and smashes the Shadow Demon to pieces. It's another quick haunt from NIP. Reveals their position, sets up for the kills. Up top, Toby and Shad do manage to push that wave out, but NIP will be able to tank that tower. Gold continues to roll in for NIP. And it's Viking GG, it's just a very hard ordeal now for Shad to carry this. He's showing top, they're heading up here. Of course, Blade Fury TP out will save him every time.
Unless he gets this shit on first.
See it. It's coming to maybe turn. I mean, with the Omni Slash, they're going for it. The arena down. He's able to get to one of them. Turns over towards Charlie, but the Blade Fury's out. Sonic Wave pushing them to the side. He's going for TP out with the rest of the Blade Fury, and he'll make it away. So Shad will live, but just unable to do the damage to kill these cores, and that as well was there in a situation where he did come in with pretty much a full Omni Slash. You saw the Spectre didn't get much lower than half HP.
No, she did not. It looked nice, but yeah, they tank right through it. And that is the Omni committed. So that's the big fight ability for the Juggernaut, besides just the right clicks, that actually commits into it. So about 100 seconds, where I do believe NIP have quite a strong window here. Roche is a long spawn, 2.5 minutes. Maybe a bit fortunate there for Viking. But I don't think NIP will mind either, because they will have Haunt they'll have everything available for themselves too. Aramis is really just trying to finish up this Ag. So, you know, this, like I was mentioning, this could do some decent damage. The 3 charges of Purge. You just keep purging that Spectre. There's going to be no Desolate or Dispersion, as it does break throughout the entirety of it. Also does some decent damage, too. So maybe this could be that X factor that does give them a fighting hope for this Jug, for Shad, as he's still very farmed up.
I'm going to try and start something up on this top lane by this bit. Viking GG. Toby with the arena up.
Charlie's in, on Celery.
Celery. Trying to get out with the Glimmer. They've got the hold with the Frostbite. And Chantress down, and now Charlie's looking to try and sweep over for more, but there it is. You just said the Aghanim is finished on Shadow Demon.
And he's got the cast range, the special, you know, the Aether Lens, the Telescope plus his talent. So he can sit really far back.
He has to play these fights perfectly against the Spectre, make sure that that full potential is used to slow down Charlie.
If he can get the positioning, which is probably the hardest part for the Shadow Demon, if he can get the positioning and get these purges on Charlie with illusions beating him, Charlie will kill himself. But just NIP, for the most part, will get the initiations because of these haunts.
On the edge of the sword with the smoke, Viking. Charlie. And a fine boom here. Starts things off with the Blade Fury. Moving towards him. First break's going to be dropped down on the Spectre. Haunts out. Boom. He's going to go down. Caught in the pit. He'll fall. Shad looking over towards Saberlight. Has the Omni Slash at the ready, but he's getting back with the Blade Fury. Toby drops the arena. Traps Saberlight in. Supreme's committed. Blinked into this. The Omni Slash comes out, but the Blink's back up. Supreme's away. He'll be fine.
Charlie. The Shadow Demon.
He's still ready to go back in on this, and with the Shadow Demon gone for 45, there's very little in the game that scares Charlie right now. He'll be tossed over to the side, but boom goes down. Charlie chasing him for more. He's over towards Toby. The Mars will fall. Celery also caught out by Era, jumping in, catching him with the spear. As that beginning of the game is just a distant dream here. Distant memory for Viking GG as NIP. They've taken over big time now. It's 9k lead, 24-20. And with this Spectre leading the charge, there's very little on paper that you could sort of draw from to see any way of Viking turning this back in their favor as NIP are, and they're going to be running this one all the way to the victory.
Yeah, just too many mistakes here in Viking. And I say that it's only really like 2 mistakes that they made in this game, it felt like. But when you're playing this type of lineup, you have your Jug and your Tiny. It's very volatile around that mid game, especially when you're playing versus Spectre and all that. As NIP, they kept their cool. And they knew if they get to this point in the game that they were just going to straight up win it. And yeah, they've done a pretty decent job at it.
Yeah,
I like the targeting by Supreme there in that last fight.
Yeah, a very good showing of just how to sort of keep things cool and just wait it out if the start is rough. And it certainly was. I think we were at a point when it was like 16 minutes in, it was like a 7k lead. And then boom, just all downhill. NIP now into the pit. This Roshan should be theirs unless Viking can try for a perfectly timed snipe. NIP giving some respect around the pit. Celery.
All right, Aramis, he has his illusions. Let's see what he can do with them.
Supreme, he's going to jump straight in with the Hex onto Aramis. He's dealing with the Shadow Demon. He's dealing with it big time. Pushes him onto the Sonic Wave. He's still alive, though, Aramis. Supreme fully committing to try and kill this SD. Will get him. Down in the river, Shad, he's got no Omni Slash for 20 seconds, and they've already taken down 2 of them. NIP, they'll look towards Toby. The Mars will fall. Triple kill. They're just going to call it. They know that they cannot recover this game right now, Viking. As NIP will take game 1. They kept their cool through the struggles of the early game, and then they just turned it around.